Ever felt like you're surrounded by idiots? Well, you're not alone. It's a sentiment that echoes in the minds of many, a common frustration that seems to permeate our daily lives. And it's not just you. This feeling of being surrounded by less intelligent individuals is more common than you might think. Today we're going to dive deep into the psychological theories that unravel this perplexing phenomenon. So buckle up, it's going to be a fascinating ride. But is it really about everyone else, or could it be something about you? Ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger Effect? It might be the reason you're feeling this way. You see, the Dunning-Kruger Effect is a fascinating psychological phenomenon. It's a cognitive bias where individuals with low ability at a task perceive themselves as exceptionally competent. It's like a beginner painter believing they could rival Van Gogh, or a novice cook fancying they could outdo Gordon Ramsay. It's an overestimation of one's abilities that can lead to a feeling of superiority over others. Now, this isn't about shaming or belittling anyone, it's about understanding the way our brains can sometimes trick us into seeing the world and ourselves in a distorted light. This effect is named after psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger, who first identified this bias in their groundbreaking study in the late 90s. At its core, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a paradox of incompetence and confidence. Those who are least skilled at a task are often blissfully unaware of their own inadequacy. On the flip side, those who are highly skilled tend to underestimate their competence, assuming that if it's easy for them, it must be easy for everyone else too. So, before you judge the competence of others based on your own standards, consider this. Could it be that your perception of others as idiots is just a cognitive bias? There's also something called the superiority illusion. Interested to know more? Well, it's a psychological phenomenon where individuals tend to regard themselves as superior to others. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? Imagine you're in a room full of people. The superiority illusion would make you believe that you're more intelligent, more competent, or even more attractive than the others. This perception isn't based on any concrete evidence. It's an illusion, a trick your mind plays on you. This illusion can lead to a skewed perception of the people around us. When we think we're superior, we may come to view others as less competent or less intelligent. We start to see them through a distorted lens, judging them unfairly without even realizing it. The truth is, everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and everyone is capable of learning and growing. But the superiority illusion can prevent us from recognizing these facts. It can lead us to underestimate others and overestimate ourselves, creating a false sense of superiority. So it's not that the world is full of idiots, it's that our minds can sometimes trick us into believing we're better than we really are. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? So the feeling of being surrounded by idiots might be more about you than them. So, feeling like you're surrounded by idiots might not be about them, but about you. A fascinating perspective, isn't it? We've journeyed through the labyrinth of cognitive biases, starting with the Dunning-Kruger effect, where we explored how our overconfidence can blur our judgment of our own abilities. We've all been there, haven't we? Thinking we're the smartest person in the room, only to realize we've been looking through a distorted lens. We then delved into the superiority illusion, the deceptive feeling that we're better than average. It's a tricky concept, as it can make us feel isolated and frustrated, as if we're surrounded by, well, less intelligent people. But here's the twist. These feelings may not reflect reality. They're often the result of cognitive biases that trick us into seeing the world through a skewed perspective. What can we do about it? Start by acknowledging these biases. Recognize that they exist and that they can influence your perception. Then try to see others in a more empathetic light. Understand that everyone has unique strengths and weaknesses. Remember, intelligence isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. Remember, everyone's intelligence is unique and different. So next time you feel like you're surrounded by idiots, take a moment to reflect. And don't forget to subscribe to the Motivational March channel and give this video a like if you found it enlightening.